Why is it so hard to get an interview? This is a question that most job seekers find themselves asking, especially when you're sending out so many applications and chances of you landing an interview are very minimal. Join me in this discussion as we highlight some of the possible reasons as to why you could be struggling with landing an interview and how best you can package yourself to attract recruiters or potential employers. As usual, my name is Mary and I am joined by Evelyn in this discussion. Thank you, Evelyn, for joining.
Thank you, Mary.
Great. I know as a job seeker, I might see a role that I feel I am qualified for. I send out my application, but I still struggle to get an invitation for an interview. What could be some of the reasons?
Okay, thank you for that question. I usually love that question because a lot of candidates, whenever they call, they're like, I keep making applications, but I'm not getting the right feedback, or all I'm getting is a bunch of emails telling me, as in regret emails, telling me that I'm not the right candidate, so I don't know what's wrong. So I'm going to talk about two key things here. Number one, a poorly structured CV. So you'll find a lot of people sending applications. They're experts in their field, yes. You look at their portfolio and everything, they're good at what they do. But when it comes to channeling that information in the CV, it becomes a challenge because the skills are not in line with what this person has done. The experience is not in line with what the person has done. Maybe this person is a leader, but the roles do not showcase any leadership in any section completely. So if the CV is not structured, of course, no one will be able now to get an interview. Because in the application process, it's usually 3 stages. Send your CV, get an interview, get a job. So the whole basis, it will always start with the CV. If it's not well structured, you cannot go to the other sections, not unless it's a connection. But it will always have to start with the CV. So it also has to be tweaked to suit the job advert. So this means this person will always go back. CV, job advert. CV, job advert. I've seen an advert. What are they looking for? And from what they're looking for, have I done these bits? And if I have done them, how do I showcase that bit in that CV?
Is my CV capturing it?
Yeah, because normally I tell candidates, what you write is what you attract. Because you've sent a documentation. So that documentation is the one that will prompt this recruiter either to select you for an interview or not. So it's usually crucial. The CV is usually crucial. So it's usually not a matter to be taken lightly because this is what will either make or not make for you to get that interview.
So I have to ensure this my CV is properly done.
Yeah.
And of course, send the applications on time.
Of course.
Great. Now, the CV can either pass through a human hand or an applicant tracking system, what we commonly refer to as ATS.
Yes.
As a job seeker, how can I increase my chances of making it through the first screening process stage by optimizing my CV in readiness for either the ATS or the human hand?
Okay. I like that question as well. So from the various clients we usually engaged in, we realized a large percentage is not actually aware that this system actually exists. So most people are like, see, I just send this application, a certain HR will look it up and I'll be called in for an interview. But no. And then when you have this conversation, this is someone who is targeting jobs within the UN. And you see with the UN, these jobs are usually on demand. A lot of people are applying for these jobs. And trust you me, Mary, the UN usually uses the applicant tracking system. So this system, there is a certain criteria it uses to select candidates. So it usually looks for keywords as well as the right kind of formatting. So by keywords here, I'm talking about keywords detected in the advert also have to be detected in the CV, completely in line. Then with the formatting, there are certain formats that candidates usually send. You know, sometimes when someone is sending an application, like sometimes, not for lack of a better word, maybe they overdo it. So you'll see someone has even included graphics, they have included their photo, tables. These things don't identify with the ATS. So these bits, when it comes to formatting, it's better the person to just use plain text completely.
A simple format.
Something simple, not overdoing anything else. And even in terms of the content as well, the information is not supposed to be abbreviated. If it's in HR, don't write HR, the word H and then R. It should be in full.
Human resource.
So those are usually the 2 essential things that a candidate should consider. Because I also give usually tips on, because you know sometimes people like try to go to these online websites and then they pass it through there. That's usually the wrong approach. Because the main thing that will guide, remember this system, these online websites that they're looking through, they don't have those adverts there. So the keywords as well as the formatting, these are the only two things that should guide a candidate, not their online websites. Yeah.
And of course, the moment the CV is ATS compliant, definitely it is human friendly.
Exactly.
So as we come to the end of this video, are there specific strategies perhaps that you would recommend to help track and manage the application efforts?
No. Yeah, they're actually quite a lot, but I'll talk about two main ones. So number one is continuous learning. So things are usually evolving. So you also need to go with the current job trends. So most of these roles, you'll see they're asking for specific training, specific certifications, specific memberships. So these are things that people usually need to take hands on so that it works to their favor. So learning never ends. So the person will always have to ensure, if they're looking for someone with advanced Excel skills, do I have those skills? Am I good at that skill? Maybe I should attend a training that will actually assist me and it will take me to the next level of my career. So I would highly advocate for continuous learning. Then the other bit is having a strong online presence. And by strong online presence here, I'm talking about the LinkedIn. I also realized a large percentage also don't think the LinkedIn is relevant when making applications. So people are usually like, no, I'll just send the CV. So when we even engage candidates, they're usually like, LinkedIn, does that thing even work? So you wonder, like, it does work. Because remember, on LinkedIn, it's all about building networks and also enhancing your brand. So the more you connect with HR managers, you join various groups related to your profession, it works to your favor. And that LinkedIn, also the way it's structured, there are also keywords that they look for. Because look at this scenario, Mary. I'm looking for a finance professional. So the keyword there in the advert, it's been indicated we're looking for a finance officer. So what this recruiter will go and do, they'll go in the search section and write finance officer. A lot of names will pop up of people who've done finance officer jobs. So if your profile for the LinkedIn does not have those relevant keywords, your name won't appear among the tops. So having that strong online presence is usually essential. And I've seen a lot of people getting shortlisted through LinkedIn. Others are even being headhunted also on LinkedIn.
Yeah. It happens
so
a lot.
It does work, yeah.
So even as I'm working on my CV, sending out applications, it's also important to ensure that the same thing in my CV reflects on my LinkedIn profile.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Quite a lot to learn as to why we don't land interviews.
True.
Thank you, Evelyn, for sharing with us.
Thank you as well, Mary.
Indeed, I believe you've found this video useful, and we encourage you to share with us in the comment section areas you'd want us to discuss as far as job search interviews, CVs are concerned, and we'll be able to address them in our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.